Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts again. Here I am today. I'm going to bring you actually another tutorial on a box that I'm going to make, and this is a cardboard box, and this is a box that I got from someone who gave me some, it's actually Mariah Carey nail polish. It's like 18 karat gold flecks in it, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, so I took the packaging out of the inside and I painted it this, it's almost like a berry brown color. The color that I used to paint this with, it's a Delta ceramic coat, and I've had this for years actually, so I couldn't tell you. I know you used to be able to get this at Michael's, but this bottle is probably at least 10 years old. So just kind of to let you know, and it was still good, it was still wet and didn't have lumps in it, so I got lucky. But anyway, this is the one that I used. And the color on this is chocolate cherry. If you can see that, let's see. Chocolate cherry. Okay, so that's what I used to paint the outside of this box. And what I'll do at the end of the video is I will show you what the box looked like before I started. And then we'll do before and after pictures. But as you can see, it's got a acetate piece in the top of the box, which I thought was pretty darn cool. So I thought, you know what, I can do something with that and make it a cool box, and it'll be see-through, so you'll be able to see what's in the box at the same time. So what I'm going to do is make a little jewelry box, and so some of the things that I'm going to be using today are these purple paper flowers. And I have, let's see, I had a, oh, no I didn't. I've got some blingy pieces. I have not decided what the final pieces are going to be that are going to go on the top of this. So I have all of these bling pieces that I have to choose from. I like to have a lot to choose from, especially when I'm doing a video, because I don't want to lose my mind or change my mind, I should say, in the middle of things and then have to run off and go find it. Some other bling pieces that I will be choosing from are these pieces, and these came off of, I think it was hair barrettes, or actually some of them, actually most of these came off of earrings, and what they are is they're those cuff earrings that go all the way up your ear. All of them except for this one came off of cuff earrings, so I just cut off the posts and the hoops that go around your ear, and I use these in my projects. You can see some of these are pretty cool to use. I use them mostly as border pieces. This one's really cool because it's got all these rhinestones that kind of point out. It looks kind of, I don't know, it's just really unique. And then this one came off of a hair barrette. So anyway, so I have those to use on this. And I just took most of these out just so I could show you guys some of my stash that I use a lot. And then the other thing that I'm going to be using on this piece are these filigree corner pieces, and I'm going to use those on the top of the box. I get these filigree pieces on Amazon, and these pieces I get at a small local shop near me that sells a lot of blingy pieces, and I'm able to have a really good selection on pieces that I want to use, and they're fairly inexpensive, so that helps too. So those I get from there. This was from that store. This was from that store. This one I got from Kiki's sale, and Debbie Cottrell over there at Kiki's sale. Super pretty. It's one that she had in her shop at one point. And this one is from my little local shop. And then I'm going to be using some 4mm rhinestone chain. Just going to be using a small piece of this today. And I think, whoopsie, sorry guys, that was loud. I meant to pull this out and I didn't. I'm probably going to be using some of this rose. It's a purple rose trim. Since I'm using purple paper roses, I thought this would be a pretty accent piece to use around the edges of the box. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to be using my E6000, and then I'm also going to be using my hot glue in some places. Really the only reason, and this is Gorilla hot glue, the only reason I'm going to use this is to set pieces in place so that I can continue working for the video. But my E6000 is my main resource for making sure that things are going to stick and stay. So let's go ahead and get started on this, and I want to get, let's see, a piece of paper here that I can squeeze glue out onto, and I want to have some toothpicks handy. Whoopsie, sorry you guys, my table is very wobbly and I probably need a new table, but until that day comes, I'm going to have to deal with the one that I have. Here, okay, now we have toothpicks. Okay, so we have everything that we need to get started on this piece, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be gluing on these filigree pieces. And I'm going to try and stay in focus because I know that the other day I did a video on my wine cork charms, and I was out of focus through at least 30% of that video. So I feel really bad about that. You guys, I apologize. I've been trying to do better with that, and that was just one of those days when I forgot what I was doing and didn't stay in focus. And I've got glue all around my E6000 tube, so I'm going to try and get that off of there real quick. Give me just a second, you guys. I'm trying to grab a hold of this with my pliers and pull it off. I just don't like that it looks all sloppy when I'm doing a video. Okay, good enough. I got the majority of it off. So on these pieces though, I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze some E6000. Let's see, this box is very dark. I'm going to squeeze some E6000 onto these filigree pieces. Not too much, because you don't want a lot of ooze to come out from behind this, and you don't need a ton of E6000, at least as long as you've got enough to glue it down and make it stay. That's all you want to put onto your pieces. So many people tend to put big giant amounts of this stuff, and then it oozes everywhere, and then you have that ooze coming out of all of your parts on your project, and it doesn't look as finished or as fabulous when you are done. So just make sure you're not overdoing the E6000. I'm just putting a light amount across the whole thing, and we're going to go to this corner. We're going to put them on all four corners of this box. And sometimes these filigree pieces, if you decide to order some, I get them again on Amazon. And if you decide to order them, they come to you, and a couple of them they'll be a little bent out of shape, but they're super easy to bend into shape. And you just want to make sure that you sort of flatten them out before you put them on your project. And I've already flattened these out and worked with them so that I'm sure that they will be okay, and they'll rest flat on this box. Okay, so now we've got this corner going in, and we're going to lay that down, and that one's going to lay somewhat on top of the top one, and that's just fine. So in this direction, they're going to sort of overlap a little bit. Not a big deal, because it's not a huge overlap and it doesn't look bad. If anything, it might have a little bit bigger lump in that spot, but it's not that bad. So we're going to let it go. I'd rather do that than to cut the piece off. Because at least this way they just sort of blend in on those sides. I'm going to press it down. Okay. So our filigree corners are in, and that's what that looks like. They just really dress up a box a lot. I love to use these things on actually my tins, my boxes. I'll even sometimes use one or two on a compact mirror if I can get them to lay in exactly the way I want them to, so that they can enhance those. Just kind of depends on the piece. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, and you'll notice I did not use any hot glue on those filigree pieces, and the reason that I did that is because they're very thin and they stay down pretty well, and within a few minutes that E6000 is going to grab tight enough that you don't really need to worry about them coming loose. And I don't want anything lumpy underneath them. And E6000 can make something that's very thin look more lumpy or not kind of lay as nicely. So, or not E6000, hot glue. So I chose not to use it on that. But on these, next we're going to put these purple roses on. And on these I am going to use E6000 and hot glue. So I'm going to start with my E6000. There I go again, getting off camera. I'm sorry, you guys. And I'm going to put a little bit on this rose. And on these I put a little bit more just kind of in the center. I don't really worry about getting the leaves and petals on the outside. And just so that you guys know, when I'm adding hot glue to my pieces, I don't put the hot glue in the exact same spot that I put the E6000. I know a lot of people do that, and I'm not quite sure why they would do that, because it makes the E6000 is wet, and it makes the hot glue mix with the E6000, which makes the hot glue get cold and wet, and it doesn't set right. It doesn't set, I mean, I have had it set okay, I guess, but it's still not going to set as well as if you just put that hot glue on the dry portion of your piece that you're gluing down, so that it can set right away once you lay it down on your main piece. Okay, so now we have those roses on there. Super pretty. This box is going to be absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to finish it. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to decide what other kinds of pieces we want to use as accents. Again, I have this beautiful, and actually I think this is probably the one that I'm going to use on this box because it really, really looks nice. But I just don't know exactly how I want to place it. Because I'm also going to use something from these pieces. Oh, shoot, you guys. I totally forgot. My rhinestones. Okay, that's all right. Now we'll have to use less of them. I'm gonna use the 4mm rhinestone on the inside of this clear piece of acetate that's in here. And I meant to put it around the entire square or rectangle, and I totally forgot. I went and put my roses in first, so that's okay. What we're gonna do though is we're gonna take, my hot glue is making a mess. Okay, so we're gonna squeeze out some E6 hot glue. Goodness, I find the wrong words, don't I? Okay, my E6000. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit on a toothpick, and I'm just gonna make a little line going from that rose on over into the corner of this piece of plastic on the inside of this. And like I said, that plastic piece is just a piece of acetate. I'm trying very hard not to make a lot of strings if I don't have to on this. And then I'm gonna lay this piece of rhinestone right in there. I've already got it sized, and press it up against the wall, and there. Okay, this one I believe is cut to go here. Yes, this one will go right there. And let me get my long piece over here. We're gonna need some more E6000 here. These bottles of E6000, I'm noticing lately, they seem to start to get dried out about halfway through, and I don't leave mine open very often. Occasionally I do when I'm doing videos and stuff, just because it's easier to get right back to it if I need to, if I'm doing like gluing one piece on. But man, it just seems to start to dry out, and then it gets thick and doesn't want to come out of the tube. And I'm not willing to throw it away because it's still usable, but it just is frustrating sometimes because you can't get it to come out of the tube. Okay, so now we're going to put this long piece of rhinestone, and what I did was ahead of time I had actually cut these pieces to fit inside this rectangle here. Okay, so I got that one in, and now I'm going to put this centerpiece in. Let me make sure again that this one's going to fit here. Yes, it does. So now we will goodness gracious. Okay, you guys, I'm going to try and unplug this hole in my E6000, so give me just a minute here. It seemed like the hole was actually squeezed shut, so I wonder if I accidentally squeezed it shut with one of my tools. Okay, now we're good. So I'm going to put some more E6000 in this corner over here, and I think I just put a little too much on there. It's going to ooze out all over the place. And we're going to go drag that E6000 down this edge. And there I went. Okay, so I got a little blob that kind of stuck out there, so I'm gonna just kind of try and wipe that back with a toothpick, and then once this is all dry, I will be able to take that little spot and clean it up. So it's not a huge big deal. Not to mention that there may end up being a piece that's actually going to cover that spot anyway, so it's not going to show. But I like to do clean work, so if there is a part of that that does show, I will absolutely clean it up and make it look finished. Because there's nothing worse than paying for something and getting it and then seeing that somebody did a really sloppy job on it. So I don't want to, since I do sell everything I make, I don't want to give the impression that that's something that I would do. So if you ever get any of my pieces and you do find that there's something out of whack or out of place, if you happen to shop in my Etsy shop, please don't just accept that. Let me know, and I am more than happy to fix any flaws or replace a piece that is damaged by me. So as long as the damage is caused by me, I will replace anything you get, or if the damage is due to poor workmanship. That's another reason that I think anybody who is selling their goods should make sure that they offer a solution to anything that is not done right. So, okay, so now we've got our rhinestone in that center box. Look how pretty that looks, you guys. Oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna fall in love with this box. Hopefully I will still want to put it in my shop. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's like, oh goodness, it's so pretty, I want to keep it myself. And then we have to decide how we want this piece to go in there, or are we even going to use it? Maybe we'll use this piece on my next box because it is pretty big. And actually I'm going to be doing another tutorial on another box after this one. I know it's a lot of boxes that I've been doing lately, but I just really enjoy these. It feels very therapeutic for me, and right now I can use the therapy, so I hope you guys don't mind. Let's see. I'm trying to decide. Not the hearts. This butterfly has purple rhinestones in it, so I'm thinking really of all the pieces, this butterfly probably goes the best. So I think that's what I'm going to end up using, is the butterfly. So let's see if this E6000 is still wet enough to use here. It's a little bit hard. Let's see. Let's use some of the good stuff here. Goodness gracious. Okay, here we go. And I'm just going along this butterfly and putting E6000 all the way around so that when I put this piece down, it's going to stick wherever it touches. I think honestly this piece I kind of want to bend down a little bit. There we go. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I think that was a good choice. So that's what the butterfly looks like on top. This box is just gorgeous. I love it. I'm finding that nowadays, and this is just a cardboard box, you guys. It's not wood, it's cardboard, but it's the really heavy, thick cardboard. And I don't care what it's made out of. If the box turns out pretty, I'm super happy. And some of these cardboard boxes are more unique and more awesome than any wooden box that you can find. So, and this box I happen to feel is a really cool box, and mainly because it's got that opening in the center of it, and it just provides that added touch of detail. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this purple. Let me show you up close. This is some purple and sort of pale pink embroidered trim, and I'm just going to put that around the edge of the outside of the box. Actually, I'm also considering putting this heart in the front, and I think I will do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach, let me put a dab of hot glue under this butterfly just to ensure that he doesn't go anywhere, or she, whatever it is. We don't want that butterfly to go anywhere, because I'm going to tip this on its side to add this heart to the front, and then I will add my trim. But I want to put this heart on there first. So I'm just going to take some of my E6000 and I'm going to put it on some of the low spots of this heart so that it will stick down. And I'm going to put a touch of hot glue just right here where I didn't put the E6000 over the whole thing, and I'm going to stand up here and try and make sure I get this in the center, because once I have it down, I don't want to move it because then I'll have glue ooze. So I'm just going to hold that down for just a minute until that hot glue dries and sticks. So we'll leave it there for a second. And meanwhile, what I will do is take this trim, and it's going to go in the center. So I'm just going to measure this down to how far it's going to go and cut my pieces. So there's the left side piece, and we'll cut the right side piece. That goes to right there, and put the rest away. Okay, so my hot glue should be dry, so I'm going to just take this and we're going to use our E6000 again and our hot glue this time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece here and I'm just going to kind of go along the entire thing with some E6000 and try and miss a couple of spots where I can put my hot glue. Okay, so that's that side, and now I'm going to take this piece and a dot of hot glue, and I'm going to hold the rest of this out so that it doesn't touch the box anywhere else, and I'm going to stand up here because I want to do this right, and look at all of that excess glue. Oh boy. That's okay. I only have one string. Okay. And now I'm going to go along all the way to the back. And again, I got this trim from Kiki's sale. One of the many pretty trims that I've gotten from Debbie Cottrell over there, and I am enjoying this so much. I like my tiny trims. So, okay, so we've got that all the way to the back of the box. I'm just going to press that in there. And then if you have any extra little strings or threads, just cut those off at the end. And I think I need to add a dot of hot glue at the end here. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. And make sure that you, when you put your glue on, that you're putting it on the appropriate side of your trim. And then take your hot glue and put a little dot at this end. And I think I'm just going to put that dot there because the last time it felt like I got that little bit of hot glue on there and then it's sort of dried in the other spots. And there's specific areas that I think it really should go. So put a dot right there. And I'm definitely going to have E6000 on my hands after this. And I'm going to put one more dot just here at the end. Okay. So there. Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty, you guys. Oh my goodness. I'm really happy I decided to do this. I just happened to see, I had this box and one other one on my dresser this morning that were some that I wanted to do, and I just hadn't taken the guts out of them and gotten them prepped or anything for altering. But I've had them sitting there for a few weeks now, and so I thought, you know what, I'm going to take those out, and I was at least going to prep them today to get them ready to do a video. But then I decided I would just go for it and do my video and present these to you guys. Present this to you guys, I should say. So there's my box, all done. It's dark on the inside. This inside part was already black, so I didn't paint the bottom and the part of the sides, but then at the top of the sides I did have to paint it. And then the lid just lays right down. Is that not gorgeous? There's the top. There's the front and the sides. And actually, you know what, I just realized, you guys, I need to put a row of this stuff around the back. Yes, I am going to do that. And so I'm going to cut a piece of this off and really quick pop that on the back section so that the back matches the rest of this piece. And I don't feel like I have an unfinished piece. I do that oftentimes. I'll do a video and then all of a sudden I realize there was something else I should have done on it, and then I just do it later. So anyway, so let me just put a dot in a couple of spots and add this to the back of this box. Whoops, whoops. And there we have a finished piece. Oh my goodness. Oh, guess what I get to show you guys? My husband just brought in a new piece that he just finished, and you're not going to believe it. You know, my husband, the wood turner and the resin guy, this is what he just brought in to me. He made it out of resin, and this is burled wood down at the bottom. But look at the swirls and stuff inside of this. Holy cow. And that's Spider-Man on the inside.
He spun his last web.
He spun his last web. That's what my husband says. But look at the swirls in this thing. How gorgeous they are. All the way around. And let me show you this side. And that's the back. Oh my gosh, you guys. He's so talented. Isn't that amazing? I just can't believe this piece. Look at that. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys that since he brought it in. I thought it would be something you guys would enjoy seeing. Anyway, this is our finished project, our finished box. I hope you guys liked this video tutorial, and I thank you for stopping in and watching the video. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I put out new videos. I'm trying to put out more videos on a regular basis so that I can get more information out there to you guys. And I'm also trying to grow my subscriber base to 2,000 so that I can do a giveaway. So right now we're at about 1,850 subscribers, I think. I think that's where I'm at. So we've got 150 more to go before I will do that giveaway. And again, I will do a video tutorial, and whatever I do on that tutorial will be the item that I will be giving away. So it will definitely be something nice, something that somebody will enjoy having. So I look forward to putting that together for you guys. I've got 150 subscribers to go. So let's grow this channel. If you have friends out there that you think might enjoy this video, please share it, like it, and get it out, get my channel out there so that we can get more subscribers. Thanks so much for watching. Again, thank you for subscribing. Thank you to all my new subscribers that have just joined us, and I hope you're enjoying my videos. And I will be seeing you guys, really quick. This is one of my resin pieces that I put dried flowers and resin into a mold, and I made this cabochon. And then my friend Debbie Cottrell sent me this cameo bracelet, and it just had cameos all the way around. And so what I did was, one of the cameos was out, and I put this in and made this bracelet. I'm only wearing it today for video purposes, and after videos this will go in its packaging and will be ready to find a new home in my Etsy shop. Well, its home won't be in my Etsy shop, but it'll live there temporarily till it finds a permanent home. So anyway, thanks y'all for watching. Have a really blessed day, and I'll be seeing y'all soon. Bye-bye.